just because I predicted that this would go, the Mets win game 1, the Brewers win game 2, and the Mets win game 3, does not mean by any means that's how I wanted it to unfold. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another post game here on Met Central, and oh my God, do I want to lose my mind. Hey, do you remember 24 hours ago about that when we were all laughing at Pat Murphy for poor managerial decisions? Well, long and behold, the Brewers fans get to laugh right back in our face and thank Carlos Mendoza because, I mean, this loss you could blame on him. You could blame on the offense for being terrible with runners in scoring position. Take your pick. I mean, I pick both, but take your pick. Just terrible. It's just a terrible loss. And I'm just infuriated because it was right there for the taking this game, and you could have been booking yourself a series against the Philadelphia Phillies and start heading back to the East Coast now. But instead, the offense does not show up. And then on top of that, I mean, Carlos Mendoza, I have no idea what he was doing today because I was questioning for multiple innings, where the hell is Jesse Winker? And then it's like, all right, maybe he's not healthy enough to hit right now. And then we see him hit in the 9th. And I wanted to lose my mind. Before we jump into everything, leave a like on the post game if you enjoy it. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Met fans, and turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live on the channel. The worst part about this is the first inning looked so promising. Lindor gets a leadoff walk. Iglesias hits into a force out. Vientos with a single. Nimmo with a single to make it 1-0. And then you have a ground ball that Pete Alonso could have beat out if he didn't trip on his bat. I've never in my life seen a guy trip on their bat out of the batter's box. But of course tonight, of course, in a meaningful game, why wouldn't it be the first time I see it happen? And of course, it's my team. And that ends up resulting in a double play. And then we go to the bottom of the first. Jackson Chourio, a leadoff home run. And Manaea settled down. He got the next few outs. The Contreras single scared me that it was going to be a long inning. But we go to the second inning, and this team, what have they been doing? Responding. Every time the Brewers, every time they score, anytime in offense that they're playing against scores, they respond. That's one thing we've loved about this team. Martinez strikes out. Marte gets on from an error. And then Tyrone Taylor gets a single. Alvarez with a single to make it 2-1. A sacrifice fly from Lindor, 3-1. Iglesias with a single. Vientos, unfortunately, hits into a flyout, but still, 3-1 lead. You get a 2-run lead, and you think, okay, this team is in the driver's seat because you would think, right? You would think that if they scored 3 runs by the second inning, that they would at least tack on another run or two, right? Apparently, I'm wrong because the bottom of the second inning, Manaea again, 1, 2, 3 innings, started to settle down. Top of the third, the Mets go down in order. The bottom of the third, Terang with a single. Chourio strikes out. Perkins with a single. Contreras strikes out. And then Adames hits into a flyout. Fourth inning, Marte hits a single. And then he ends up stealing second. Taylor strikes out. Alvarez strikes out. And then they go to the bullpen early. And this is where I'm even more infuriated, right? Because the Brewers go to their bullpen and ask their bullpen for as many outs as they did. No problem. No problem. And then Lindor flies out, bottom of the fourth inning. Fairly easy inning for Manaea. He allowed a single. Fifth inning, Iglesias strikes out. Vientos strikes out. Nimmo gets hit by a pitch. And then a balk advanced him the second, but Pete Alonso strikes out because Pete Alonso, I mean, anytime there is an opportunity for him to drive in a run, no. He's been terrible. I have fucking had it with him. I don't care. I don't care what he's done for this team in the past. Right now, what matters is him flipping the narrative that all of us are ready to send him out of town, and this is what you have to show for it so far. Terrible effort. Bottom of the fifth, Terang with a double. Chourio grounds out. Perkins with a sac fly to make it 3-2, and then Contreras grounds out. You take that for what damage could have been done. That was it for Manaea right then and there. I thought maybe you could have gave him another inning, especially against, you know, Adames, who's been struggling for them. Sanchez, who I don't think much of Gary Sanchez, and then Rhys Hoskins. But regardless, it is what it is. They took him out. Martinez, though, walks in the 6th inning. Marte with a single. Here is your chance to score some more runs and to pounce on them and bury the Brewers into the freaking ground at that point, because at that point you're destroying all of the confidence they have left, and it is against a reliever that you annihilated yesterday. And instead you have Tyrone Taylor, which I cannot for the life of me understand why Jesse Winker wasn't up there. I cannot understand it. That is your opportunity to get aggressive, and you don't. And then Alvarez grounds out. Then an intentional walk to Lindor. And then Iglesias strikes out to end the inning. Reed Garrett comes in, gets a ground out. Sanchez hits a single, and then he gets pitch ran for by Garrett Mitchell. Gets picked off at second, and then Rhys Hoskins strikes out to end the inning. 7th inning, the Mets, 2 outs, and then Pete Alonso gets a single. Martinez then lines out. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Ryan Stanek, 1-2-3 inning. Doesn't even break a sweat out there. And I'm sitting on the couch playing Couch Manager like we all do. And in that moment, I'm like, all right, if you tack on a run, I would be inclined to see Stanek get a batter or two in the bottom of the 8th. But if not, go to Edwin Diaz to face the better part of the lineup and see how the pitch count is and either get 6 outs out of him or go to Maton after that. Marte walks, Taylor flies out, and then Alvarez hits into a double play. Phil Maton comes in the bottom of the 8th. And you know when you have that feeling that something bad's about to happen? Had that fucking feeling. Because you have a guy who relies on getting outs from contact because his stuff is not great, going against someone who hit a leadoff home run, and that is their best player on the team. What do you think happens next? Tied ball game. Then he allows a single, you get the double play, and you think, all right, get out of this inning, and you have a chance. Nope. Adames with a single. And then Garrett Mitchell. Why not? Why not hang a curveball? 5-3 game. Hoskins pops out. We go to the 9th inning where Devin Williams came in, closed the scorebooks. It's over. And not even like competitive at bats there. And we see Jesse Winker hit in the 9th though. Fine. It's fine though. It's fine. Terrible management tonight. It's just, it's terrible. I cannot think of one way to rationalize Phil Maton being in that game there. Pitching his 3rd time within the past 4 days against the top of the order. Where's the logic? But at least we exchanged punches here, right? Pat Murphy fucks up for the Brewers a game, and then Carlos Mendoza fucks up a game for the Mets. I'm pissed. I'm so pissed off right now. And of course, we're the only team, right? There's only 2 series now that have gone 3 games since they implemented the 3-game wild card. You know what the common theme is? The Mets have played in both because the Padres aren't going to freaking lose. You kidding me? They're not losing tonight. The Mets, of course, are the team that has to participate in both. Somebody tell me why it always has to be this way. I just don't know. terms of how I feel going into tomorrow, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't feel confident because every time I feel confident, that ends up being a problem. Of course, we have to wait till 8:30 for the first pitch, too. That just makes it even more infuriating. We have to wait an extra hour. Myers pitching for the Brewers. I don't know if Mendoza announced who's pitching for the Mets yet, but quite honestly, Jose Quintana's getting the ball. Mendoza says, we got punched today. We'll get it back. I mean, you kind of punched yourself here. You punched yourself. This game was right there for the taking. I don't know how to feel about tomorrow because there's part of me that feels confident because my prediction always was either way. Mets in 3, win game 1, lose game 2, win game 3. But I don't know. I don't know if the offense is going to perform like this again. We have a problem because I should not have let myself get roped into the positivity after game 1 because there was that part of me that brought up the point. I did bring it up saying, because I knew somebody would ask the question, or I at least thought someone would ask the question, do you feel worried about the offense not getting a lot of hits last game in game 1? And I said no, because they got the timely hits. That's what I said after the game. Should have known better. I should have known better. So, I don't know where you go from here. And quite honestly, I mean, the bullpen situation gets very interesting now for tomorrow's game. I mean, you have Peterson, who could probably piggyback, if need be, for Jose Quintana. But, I mean, Budo's got to be an option now tomorrow. You might have to use Ottavino when you don't want to. You might have to use Danny Young when you don't want to. But it's all hands on deck tomorrow. But all I know is that Phil Maton should not touch tomorrow's baseball game. No world. There's just no way. And this offense needs to get it together. Because the lack of timely hits tonight is what lost them the game outside of Mendoza's poor managing. 2 for 11 with runners in scoring position. You have no one to blame but yourself. I get the Brewers have a good bullpen. I really do. But there were so many opportunities on a silver platter to take this one, whether it's poor defense by the Brewers, whether it's the Mets setting the table early and then not scoring a run from it. You had this right there for the taking. I'm just so pissed. I'm so pissed because of the fact that they could have had this game. But will that correlate into tomorrow? I don't know. I really don't. But let's see what you guys are saying in the chat right now. I'm sick to my stomach right now. Lonzo only does stuff with nobody on. I mean, yeah. Yep. Not feeling good about tomorrow. I don't know if I'm there. I don't know how I feel about tomorrow. That's more of a tomorrow morning question to ask myself. But I don't know. I can't even think about that right now. Diaz should have pitched the 8th and 9th to close it up. 100%. 100%. The game is being moved up to likely 3:30 since they will probably have the only game tomorrow. I could be wrong, though. I don't know if they're going to move it up to an afternoon on a weekday. I could be wrong because the MLB clearly doesn't care about that, but I guess we'll see. I can tell you right now, I'm not going to the watch party if it's a 3:30 game. I'm not sitting in traffic on the way home. Had the same bad feeling when Maton pitched. I just can't understand how you put a guy who is pitching for the third time within the past 4 days, who does not have electric stuff. I'm trying to think of a way to justify that decision, and I just don't have it. I just don't. I would, if you were going to roll the dice with not putting Edwin Diaz in for that inning, why did you not just send Stanek back out there? If you were trying to avoid Diaz that much for that inning. But this is why. Every time throughout the year that this situation came up, and I've said multiple times, this could bite them in the ass. This could bite them in the ass if they don't put Diaz in against the best hitters. Yeah. Well, there you go. Quintana, we're done. The only saving grace is that Peterson could step in if things get out of hand. That's literally the only saving grace here of that. And I would have rather Peterson in the 8th inning even at that point. But it should have been Diaz. Because I'm so tired of the traditional closer bullshit. Put your best reliever, your over $100 million reliever in against their best hitters. It's a no-brainer. Mets' hopes and dreams are shattered. Again, I don't know if I'm there right now. Because again, I have zero clue how to feel about tomorrow. Literally have zero clue about how to feel with tomorrow's game. But, I mean, I cannot understand the decision making. Gary Cohen defending the decisions. Very interesting. I'm just looking at SNY where we get the post-game quotes. Carlos Mendoza says Edwin Diaz was available, but only for a few hitters. So wouldn't you want those hitters to be their best guys? Right? Right? Mendoza, I thought we had really good at-bats. We just didn't get the final one. Maton. Overall, pretty happy with the pitch selection. Execution was a little bit more in the box than I would have liked. Yeah, you think? And he also said he feels great despite pitching 4 games in 5 days. I forgot about that. It's 4 in 5 days. No excuse then if he's saying he feels good. No excuse. Pete Alonso, let's see what he's saying. Oh, I don't even want to know. When asked about how he feels offensively, I feel good. I feel like I'm taking pretty decent at bats. I feel really consistent. I just need to keep swinging and good things will happen. Keep swinging at good pitches and good things will happen. And I don't get it. You're paying your reliever that much money to not put him in against the best part of the lineup. Chourio is a monster. And for some reason, the decision was to put Phil Maton in against said monster. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying right now that I'm 100% confident going into tomorrow, but I'm also not 100% on the side of they're going to lose tomorrow. I literally have no clue. I have zero clue. And no, they didn't have good at-bats. That's the problem. If Alonso wants more money than they offered him, let him go today with a man on first and third, hits into a double play, man on second later, and he comes up to bat and, of course, makes an out. I agree. And this is it, too. Bases loaded, and Iglesias, who has got a hit pretty much all the freaking time. I mean, he even got a hit tonight. Just didn't get that hit when it mattered the most. Say it all the time, man. Speak how you feel. And it's true. It's piss poor decision making. It just is. I have mixed feelings about that because he's still drawing walks. So, I don't know. I don't know if I could get behind that. I'm more mad at the Pete Alonsos of the world, the JD Martinez of the world, guys like that, Tyrone Taylor, Francisco Alvarez. But I am going to wrap it up here because I just don't have it in me to keep going. I really don't. Tomorrow, season's on the line. And this team better show up. I don't know what time tomorrow the game is. I don't know if they're going to move it from 8:30 to 3:30, like it was suggested in the chat or what. But all I know is that season's on the line. And no excuses. Get the job done. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight, but thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you haven't subscribed. Turn on your notifications so you know I upload or go live, and I'll see you guys in the next one.